Okay, a shock of all shock, quite frankly. Colston Loveland, who was projected to go later, he was not the number one tight end on the board. Tyler Warren was the number one tight end on the board, although I will say I did have them closer, while I did still have Warren as number one. I think there is a lot to like about Colston Loveland. I do think they could see him as a Sam Laporta, perhaps. Very famously, the Lions in a previous draft with Ben Johnson, maybe having a hand in that. They went with Sam Laporta over Michael Mayer. Mayer was considered a better tight end, a more complete tight end, but Laporta ended up being the better player, but or at least so far has been the better player, although Mayer's been a fine player in Las Vegas. But yeah, a bit of a surprise. Granted, again, Loveland was supposed to go 15th consensus mock draft. He goes 10th, so okay, it's not like it's a massive reach from that perspective. I think it's surprising for a couple of reasons. For one thing, they already have Cole Kmet, who I feel like, for me at least, does similar things. We'll get into film in just a second and talk about what Loveland brings to the table, but feels like he does similar things to what Loveland can do. Maybe they like both guys. Maybe they feel like they can both be valuable pieces. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're just saying, hey, we just like him. He's a good player. Again, I know Ben Johnson isn't the GM. He is the head coach, though. And the Lions they did the Jahmyr Gibbs pick where they said, you know what, we just want this player. We're okay with reaching. The Bears do something similar here, just picking a player they like. I do think that they could use another weapon, and maybe they just feel like Loveland is that guy. I'm sure they do, which is why they selected him to have another weapon for Caleb Williams. So ultimately, Caleb Williams gets more help. Again, doesn't get Ashton Genty like people might have thought he would get, but yeah, a surprise. But ultimately, a surprise where I think they're getting a very good player. So Bears fans, I'd love to hear what you guys think. But yeah, let me get into my thoughts on Colston Loveland. Let's start off with this play. I think a play like this is exactly what you look at when you look at someone like Loveland. This is his best attribute, is he is just such a good receiver. And I mean, something like this, it's zone coverage. You see the route he's going to be running. When this play begins, you're going to see that right here. What I like about him is the route running, not giving away what he's doing just yet. Because again, you see this corner he's going up against. If the corner knows the route Loveland's running, it's essentially over. The angle is too difficult with the quarterback standing on the hash marks on the bottom of the screen. To be able to win on a route going to the sideline and the other direction, the corner essentially has to be frozen in place, and that's what's happened right now. So then when Loveland does cut, there is enough of a window that he's still able to make a grab and honestly ultimately make that play work, which is just really impressive for that situation, right? Given the angle the quarterback had to make the throw, to still find a way to get open enough to make the grab. Like, yeah, this is what you look at. This is his value right away, is he should be someone, I think, day one that should be able to be an impact player in the receiving game. You also have something like this, which is actually going to be a bit of a clever play call, which, hey, I mean, sometimes I think it's impressive just that in itself, that the team that you play for is willing to kind of scheme up more elaborate things for you to do. That's what's happening here, where it's zone coverage, and a lot of times in zone coverage, those over the middle routes can be so deadly, especially against a play action. Like, I mean, let's just watch the play. You see right here, Loveland kind of faking as though he's going over the middle. Look at how much that draws that defensive back over to the middle right here, right? Which makes sense. I mean, you have to pay attention to this stuff because they can get wide open. So then when he cuts, I mean, look at this movement to get wide open there. Unfortunately, ball was not exactly where you want it to be, but a really good job there by Loveland to be able to get open. And again, I think it's saying something that he's the guy they trusted to do something clever like this. And again, it's something teams do. It's not like the craziest thing I've ever seen, but ultimately it's not something teams are constantly doing, and you really only do it with a receiver you can trust or with a receiving tight end that you can trust, and he did a great job on that play. But ultimately, something like this, which is a lot more simple, is probably the thing you look at as like a better attribute. I don't know. I don't know if I would say that, because the other stuff is still really important and will come through a lot, but this is something that's very important as well for a receiving tight end. You see just the Travis Kelce route, right? Just get into a gap in coverage 6 yards down the field. You see Loveland, he's going to get, going to start right here before we even get to where he goes. You see, again, I know it's really early to pause this play, but he's not showing what he's doing, which is what you have to do in these situations. You have to only stop when it's time to stop. As you see, he turns around. I think that ball comes out a tick late. Ultimately, he's not able to hold on. You would like him to make the catch in traffic. I'll say that. You would like that. That's something that would be valuable. But ultimately, he did still show what he can do in getting open in those situations. So I would still say these are positives for him. But yeah, I mean, could have made the grab. That would have made it even better. As for the blocking, we got to talk about the blocking, right? I mean, listen, he's a 245-pound guy, only 20 years old. You hear that and you think, okay, so he's probably someone who has to develop in the blocking game, right? And yeah, I don't think he's a mess there, but it's something he's going to have to develop. So like right here, you see he's going to go up to the next level. It's going to be a running play right here, and watch as when he goes up to the next level. I mean, it's, again, I don't want to say that's the worst block in the world, but ultimately the guy who he was supposed to block was the guy who made the tackle. Now, part of that is the runner goes right near him. So, sometimes it's not your fault when that happens. But ultimately, he's not going out there laying pancakes left and right? That's just not his game. He is a receiving tight end who you hope can just be good enough in blocking to keep him on the field, essentially. Heading over here, does he always win down the field? Like, no, of course not. But I would say even a lot of his wins or even a lot of his losses still feel like battles to me. Like this play, it's a one-on-one matchup. You see the route that he's running on the screen. Watch how when this play begins, you're going to see that right here. Okay, not really giving away where he could be going, so already pretty good. There is going to be some contact. As I mentioned, he's not the biggest tight end. The contact might have slowed him down a touch. There was a window for a second. Again, if the ball, I think, is out a little bit earlier, it's a catch, but also the quarterback wanted to make sure it got open before he threw the ball, so that's always the dilemma as a quarterback. Ultimately, defender is able to win, but that's not a horrible rep by Loveland, right? And so when your losses are okay, your wins are dominant, and you're able to, hopefully do enough in the blocking game to keep you on the field, there's definitely a lot to like about Loveland, and I certainly get why people are very high on him, and I am as well. I think he's a very good player. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on Colston Loveland and what he will bring to his new team. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about his game? Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that video and want to hear more of my thoughts, well, for one thing, you can check out my movie channel. Yes, I have a movie channel. You can check the link in the description below. I do some fun things like some movie reviews, even some TV show reviews, tier list, fun things like that, so you can check that out. Also, make sure that you are subscribed and paying attention to this channel, as there will be plenty of draft content. I plan on making a video for every first round pick, many of the other picks throughout the draft, and also I will do recaps for each team after the draft is over. So I will eventually talk about every single pick from your favorite team. Be on the lookout for that, as it will be out this weekend. And also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter. I am at Jackson Kruger, or X, whatever you prefer to call it. But yeah, that's all I got. Thanks again for watching till the end of the video.